We are going to solve an equation by factoring. Here we've got this quadratic, and the first thing we need to do is set it equal to 0. So we're going to add x and subtract 10 to the other side so that we can set it equal to 0. And we want it to equal 0 because when we factor it, we're going to use that zero product property. Two factors multiplied together, if they equal 0, one or both of them has to equal 0 in order to make 0. So you can use whatever factoring method you prefer. I'm going to use borrow and payback method, which means we're going to borrow the 3. And then I'm going to look for factors of 30 that will add up to 1 in the middle. So we're looking at our possible factors of 30. So it looks like 5 and 6 are numbers that are 1 apart from each other. And if you put the negative on the 5, they would multiply to make negative 30, but add up to positive 1. So my two factors are going to be x minus 5 and x plus 6 to make negative 30 and positive 1. So that was the borrowing the 3. Then we need to pay back the 3 that we borrowed. We're going to pay it back by dividing those numbers by 3. And then if the fraction reduces, you need to reduce it. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. And any fraction that doesn't reduce, you move the denominator in front. So that is going to be 3x minus 5 and x plus 2. So this is just the factoring method that I like to teach, but you can use whatever method you've learned in the past. So those are the numbers, and you can always check. These are the factors, but you can check them by, distributing that 3x, distributing that negative 5, and see if you get back to that original equation. And you do. Now solving, though, we're not done. That's just factoring. Solving is now setting those factors equal to 0. So we're going to set the first factor equal to 0, the second factor equal to 0, because if two things are multiplied and they make 0, one or both of them has to be 0 in order to make 0. That only works for zeros. So if it doesn't equal 0, you cannot do this. Add 5 to the other side, divide by 3. 5/3 is one solution. Subtract 2 to the other side. Negative 2 is the other solution. And you should always plug them back in to the original equation, make sure they work. And here, these two work. So those are our solutions.